This video is going to show how to do a website using HTML. The website that I'm going to make is called About Me, and I'm going to make a folder on my desktop, and I already have some images that I'm going to use in my website, and I'm going to save it into this folder. This folder is really important because everything we are using in this website will be saved in this one location. I'm then going to open up my notepad, and I'm going to save that as About Me. I'm going to save it in that folder. Save. Then I'm going to go File, Save As, and then I'm going to change this to say HTML. And then I'm going to go All Files, and I'm going to save it. When we go back into the folder, you can see that we've got a browser and we've got a notepad. So we've got the text and we've got this. So everything you do, you'd need to continually save over the top of those things. We're going to use the website, which is W3 Schools. Basically, this has a whole heap of code that we can use for ourselves. We're going to look at the HTML to start with. So we're going to learn HTML. We're going to go straight to looking at this particular part here. This gives us basically everything we need. So we could change this particular part to say About Me. We could have this as a paragraph just to show that it does change. If I go run, you can see that that's what has happened over here. So to start with, we're going to take this code. We're going to come over to this document. I'm going to have my page title as Lewis. Oops. Put that one back in. Lewis website. I'm then going to have my heading, which is About Me, and then I'm going to have my paragraph, which is this is a website about me. My name is Mrs. Lewis, and I have been teaching for around 20 years. I'm then going to save this. So I've saved the notepad. I'm then going to save over the top. I have to go to All Files. I'm going to double click that browser picture. And then when I go to this browser, it's going to have the title, it's going to have About Me, and it's going to have my paragraph. So let's give it a little bit more detail to what we're doing. So if we go down to headings, we do have a bit of a choice on how our headings are going to look. We can see ranging from the size 1 to the size 6. If you wanted to take the thread of code, perhaps you liked the heading 2, for example, all you do is take that thread of code, go back to your notepad, and maybe you're going to change it so it says this instead. So you could say About Me. We can save as, go over the top, save over the top of the browser, and then when we go in there, we can see that it's a little bit smaller. You can also do some changing of color as well. So if we go down to color, can see that there's a few different codes there. We can also go to 140 different colors that you could choose from, whether you're calling it the name or the number. But basically what you do, if we're going to go text, so let's just change this for the moment. So we're going to go back into our code. Let's put it above our heading. We go save, file, save as. Go to All Files, go over the top, say yes. We go here, we can see that now I've got a Hello World and it's in tomato. Now I don't like that at all. I want to change my color so it actually looks like a color that would suit my website. So I quite like this Dodger blue. I'm going to change it so it says Dodger blue. Obviously I don't want it to say Hello World, I want it to say About Me. I'm going to change that other one because I don't want to see it anymore. You can see that I've had an error on my title, so I've got rid of that, so it's actually fixed. And then I'm going to go here, I'm going to go over the top. I go to my browser now. You can see it's just my heading and my paragraph. There are lots of different colors you could choose from, and if you need to go to a different color, you can go here. So we've got our heading now. We've chosen the heading style that we want, or the heading size. If we go to paragraph, again, we've already got that thread of code from our introduction. So we've got the the start and the end of our HTML. Whenever it's got a forward slash, it means it's the end. So if you notice a little bit of a pattern, this is in the head of the website. This is our body. So that's the main part of our work. So we've already got the paragraph in there. You can see this is the start of the paragraph. That's the end of the paragraph. If we wanted to add another one, we could just take that thread of code from here and put it on here if we wanted to, or we could have also just copied this one down again. I don't really want to have another paragraph on there, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to save it. The next part that we want to do is to put some images. So again, we're just taking some threads of code and putting it in here. We do want to keep it this part within the body. Obviously, I don't have an image that's called that particular one, so I'm going to change it to art_boots.jpg. So it's really important that when you are typing in the name, that it is exactly the same as what you have here. If you've got a capital here and you put a lowercase there, it won't work. You also need to make sure that whatever the file extension is actually matches. So you can find what your file is. I can see that it says it's a JPEG. For some of you might have found a GIF, you might have found a different one, so you need to make sure that you've got the right one. I'm going to change this so it says Art Boots. I'm now going to save. I'm going to save as. All files, go over the top of the browser. If I click it, now I have the updated image. I could add, and you can see the title of my website is up here now. So rather than it just being untitled, this part's appearing in the top part of your tab. What I could do is add a second image. So I'm going to just take the thread of code that I've already got, and I might change this so it says the Van Gogh Lego. So Van Gogh, I'm copying exactly the way it says there. Van Gogh, if I save, file save as, go all files over the top, and go back to here. I've got my two images. Now I have changed these images in Photoshop already, so they actually are the same height, just so it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So I've got my title, I've got my heading, I've got a paragraph, and I've got a couple of images. The next part that I need are links, because I want to link pages. Obviously, you're making a website, so you are actually wanting to link pages between your website so you can look at the different parts of it. We're not necessarily wanting a link to an outside website. So I'm going to take this thread of code just here. Actually, I might take this one. What we're going to do is we're going to put that in the body. I'm going to go back to my folder. So this is reference, and then whatever this part is called. So I'm going to go about me. I have a space in between, and we're not doing ASP, so we're doing HTML. I'm then going to change this so it says about me. Now I know from my plan that my next page was going to be called art. So again, I'm going to change that. And then my last page was going to be about Lego. I'm going to put that as Lego. I'm going to go File, Save As. All files, go over the top of my browser. If I now click on here, I can see I've got text links here. You can see at the bottom it says About Me, it says Art, and it says Lego. I don't really like the position of where they are at. So what I'm going to do is just to move it perhaps even above my heading. I don't think it's suited at the bottom. So now I'm going to go Save, File Save As, go over the top, Save. If I click in my browser, I can see that my links are now at the top. All right, so we want to fancy them up a little bit because they look a little bit boring. So we're going to go to the CSS, which is the Cascading Style Sheets. Now remember, whenever you're looking at this stuff, it gives you some bits that you could do. So you could go, well, you know what? I really like the background being blue here. So maybe that's a style that you're going to put in. Maybe you're going to put this thread of code in. It might be that, and for what I'm looking for, I'm actually looking for links. I can see that there's a text link, there's a link button, and another link button. What I want to do is actually use the link button. So I'm going to go all the way down to this one. I can see that that has a link button. The great thing about this particular website is that I could change this and run it. At the moment I can't see it, so I've got to change the text to white and I can run it. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to take this style thread and I'm going to actually put it into underneath the head, and I'm going to put it underneath. So you can see we've got the start and the bottom, we've got the start and we've got the bottom, we've got the style. So we want the head at the top, we've got the style here. I can see I probably need to put the head underneath the style. And then we've got the body. So the body is what your page will be. So now I'm going to go save. I'm going to save as. I'm going to go over the top of my browser. Yes, I know that's really repetitive, but obviously it's a really important step. So now we have buttons that change color with rollover. That's what we want to have happen.